trajectory. Board for three. Oh, gosh. What a minute, Rochi. This is one for KG.
Are you not entertained?
Hello and welcome to a massive edition of the W Show because the WNBL finals are finally here. We cannot wait for two massive semi-final series to kick off this weekend. My name is Jess Webster and I'm joined on the panel by two incredible women who know exactly what it takes to climb the top of the mountain. I am talking about two-time championship winner Beck Cole and five-time championship winner Michelle Timms. A big hello to you both and welcome to the final series.
Thanks, Jess. This is what the players, coaches and fans have all been waiting for. The players have everything on the line, everything to fight for, and what exciting matchups we have left, right and centre.
Yeah, can't wait. The best four teams are definitely here and I can't wait for this series to unfold.
Well, let's take a look at the semi-final series that are ahead of us. Kicking off today, we've got Perth Lynx hosting the Bendigo Spirit, the defending champions, and the two best players in the competition, Izzy Boulays and Annalie Maley, going head-to-head. And then tomorrow, game one of the second semi-final series between the Townsville Fire, the minor premiers, and the Southside Melbourne Flyers. So two massive game one to come in the semi-finals tomorrow, guys. It really is the best of the best, and so many stars out there across all teams. It really is going to be the very best that the WNBL can offer.
It's star-studded, and the calibre of athletes we have, it's just going to be an absolute show for all of us to watch.
Speaking of calibre, Beck, we are now delighted to be joined by Bendigo star, five-time WNBL champion, three-time grand final MVP, and of course the league's MVP winner in 2019, Kelsey Griffin. Thanks so much for your time pre-game. You know exactly what it takes to get that championship medal. Tell us, what is finals basketball all about?
I think finals basketball is different, to be honest, each year, depending on your team, depending where you're at, but it's really exciting. Like what Beck said, it's what you're aiming for all year. It's the goal to compete in it, play against the best in the country, and I'm, just really grateful to be here and really excited to see how it all unfolds.
And KG, you rested yourself for the last regular season game. How are you feeling mentally, physically, and was that such a good decision for you?
To be honest, I didn't rest myself. The decision was taken out of my hands. I was actually really excited to play the last game because it was the first season, I think, in 5 years that I would have played every regular season game. But ultimately, Jacko decided it was what was best for the team, so that's what we went with. And, you know, I think everyone's carrying something at this point in the season, but you push all that aside and you just put it all on the line and just try to put your best game forward and, go from there.
Hey, KG, you've got a lot of young players in your group. What's the best bit of advice you've been sharing with them throughout the week on how to prepare and be ready and what to expect for this final?
I think the first thing that I've really tried to iterate is that we all deserve to be here. Everyone deserves to be here. They've put the work in. We've put the record together to compete in finals. And also that we need to be process driven. You know, if we execute the scout, if we play to the best of our abilities, and we put ourselves in a position to win, that's all that you can do. It takes a little bit of luck. Beck knows this, you know this, Timsy, to win championships. And so not to be so focused on every shot, but to lean into things you can control, like defense, effort, rebounding, those type of things. And then it'll be what it is. The great thing is now that, or it's been like this for a bit now, WNBL are series games instead of best of on the day. And so whatever the outcome is, we're gonna learn from it, go back home, and we get to play in front of our home crowd on Tuesday, which is really exciting.
And we spoke about the growth and development of these young ones. Obviously, you're a leader. Izzy Boulays spoke about how you're the real MVP of the team. But how excited are you to see these young girls, because there's a lot of them who haven't had these finals experience, come out and have a really great start, because you know how important that is in these big games?
Absolutely, and I think for me, that was the whole reason I played this season. You know, part of it was the 250th and getting to do that with Tolo, but the other thing was to kind of give these young players a springboard to propel their careers and show them what it takes, show them what it can be, what team culture is about to be successful. And so regardless of what happens, I am so proud of this group, but I'm also really excited about what we're going to put on the floor today. And I know no matter the outcome, we're going to play as hard as we can for 40 minutes.
Well, KG, we cannot wait to see you strut yourself out there this afternoon. Thanks so much for your time pre-game. Go well.
Thank you.
Kelsey Griffin there from the Bendigo Spirit joining us. What an incredible leader she has been for this Bendigo Spirit outfit, and you can tell she's still so hungry for more.
Yeah, and I love the big message, which is control the controllables. It's you know, that's exactly what you do as a professional athlete. That's the only thing you can do is control the controllables, and whatever the outcome, as she said, they'll learn, take it away and learn. But I'm sure the last 2 times they've played Perth, they've learned a heck of a lot. So I kind of feel like she's underselling herself a little bit in this little intro here, but I expect big things from Bendigo. I think it's going to be a really exciting series.
Well, let's unpack what they might have learnt from playing Perth this season. Perth have won 3 out of the 4 matchups against Bendigo this year, including a 24-point win the last time they played just a couple of weeks ago, Beck. So what would be Bendigo's mentality coming into this final series?
We just heard it from Griffin. You need 40 minutes of really good, hard basketball, but it starts at the defensive end. They need to make sure that they stop Perth Lynx in transition. They need to find the ball early, but most importantly, rebounding. They need to rebound, all box out. It's as a team, it's not just up to one person. On the other end, we saw that 1-3-1 really hurt them, so they would have definitely gone and watched the scout, seen what they need to do better there. But again, the efficiency of ball ace, they need to get her going early. Her and KG, we know they're going to get points on the paint, but who are going to be the others to step up? I'd really like to see McConnell, Werrung and Reese really get to work.
Yeah, and I kind of feel like Perth, from the flip that over, you think that Perth might attack ball lays real early. You know, offensively, Perth are going to get the ball to Han Shu, and, you know, the thing that Bendigo need to watch too is the transition game that they have. They just ran it, Perth ran it down Bendigo's throat the last time they played and got so many fast break points by not trying to control Annalise Maley. She's a tough one to control, but, you know, if I'm Perth, I'm going at and involving ball lays in as many actions as I can to wear her down and to get her in foul trouble.
So much to look forward to, Perth against Bendigo. Let's have a listen out what the 2 coaches, Ryan Petrick and the Coach of the Year, Kennedy Kariyama, had to say about today's final.
Still haven't figured out that zone, you know, and I don't think we really at any stage got to any of the actions that we've spoken, shown video and spent a smaller amount of time working on. As far as confidence goes, we gave them a touch-up in Terrell, and they've given us a touch-up today, and every other game's been competitive and close, so just relatively neutral on whether doesn't change what we're going to do. We're going to obviously go away and work at getting better.
It's a regular season game, so like we know we play these guys for all the marbles or for a much bigger prize in 2 weeks' time. So winning today is nice, but like I said to the girls, I'd rather lose today by 100 and win game 1 by a point. But to have won today on the back of a long road trip when everyone's pretty tired and pretty homesick, really pleasing to play all that. In fairness to the girls, we've spent what feels like 22 weeks now on Bendigo and Townsville for this exact point. So I don't know how much more there is to teach them.
Love to hear the insights from our coaches, Ryan Petrick and Kennedy Kariyama, ahead of today's huge final. Timsy, you would think that the battle between the coaches tactically today is going to be just as fierce as the contest on the court.
Well, I'm looking forward to that just as much as I'm looking forward to the matchups that we're going to see. So they know each other really well. They know each other's really game. And I love in one of the interviews where Ryan Petrick said that Kelsey Griffin knows our scout better than us. So I'm looking forward to seeing how the game comes, you know, unfolds.
Well, finals is where the cream rises to the top. So, Beck, I want you to give me your X factor for today's final.
For me, it's Ali Wilson from Perth. She's the head of the snake for the Lynx. She's been averaging the 14 points, but she stuffs the stat sheet, not only on the scoreboard, but assists, rebounds. Her shooting percentage has been great coming into finals, but not only on offense, on defense, she wants that assignment. She wants to get up and in. And when she's firing, her passion comes through and it gets the rest of the team going. So for me, if she gets going on the offensive end, watch out, Bendigo.
What's more important for Ali Wilson? Is it stats or is it aura?
For me, it's a combo. It is the aura that she brings because she is stuffing the stat sheet, Jeff.
And Timsy, who's going to win it for Bendigo?
Well, we've just been looking at some highlights and there's 2 players. It's Werrung and McConnell are my X factors. Look, you know, everyone knows the last 3 games Bendigo have been struggling to score. These 2 players need to have an impact on the offensive end and help Borlays out with the scoring. So I'm expecting a big game from those two. They need to go at it straight away. Don't hold anything back and help with that scoreboard pressure.
So much to look forward to this afternoon, and still so much to come here on the W Show. We are going to chat to Perth's Alex Ciabattoni after the break. And as we take you to the break, well, as we know, there are 4 teams, there are 1 trophy. Who's going to come out on top as we take you to the break? Let's take a look at Ford's road to the finals.
Finals basketball is a perspective. It's a perspective shift, and there's a lot of talk about it.
Griffin in the posts. Going to work on Atwell. Great patience.
Yes, the elevation of play happens, but I think so much of it is upstairs and having a deep appreciation for the position you're in. And when you can do that, and when you've had experience in knowing what it's about, I don't think it really takes much more.
Here she is on cue, Kelsey Griffin, a great look from 3.
Our path towards finals this year has been a tumultuous road. Steph Gorman and I started the season injured. And then we had a very unique situation where we had 1 import for 8 games, and then we swapped Brianna Turner out for Hansu 8 games into the season.
Hansu, persistence rewarded.
In all my time of playing basketball, that's never happened before in my experience, so it was definitely a learning curve for everyone.
Haley adds a step. Ali Wilson, bullseye.
Playing 40 minutes, I think we have shown in spurts that we're really good. And when we execute game plans and are locked in, then we're really good.
Atwell in rhythm.
But we have a tendency to lapse and only play half a game or just show up in the second half. So I think playing the full 40 minutes and locking in from the start will be important for us.
For our group going into finals is probably just continuing to believe in ourselves. I feel like we've been the underdogs all year.
McConnell, Borlays, she is unstoppable!
We've had self-belief instilled from our coaching staff, our leadership group, and I think that's enabled us to do great things, and we continue to empower ourselves with connections that we've built with each other.
Borlays tries to draw contact and does.
Matzos, I'm serious.
Rio Tinto, we're into many things. Into cutting-edge technology. Renewable energy. Into family. Into basketball. Into WHL. And bringing our people home for what matters. Most importantly, we're into WA. The people, the places, and our future together.
Welcome back to the W Show as we build up to the semi-final series between Perth and Bendigo, and we are joined now by Perth star Alex Ciabattoni. Chibba, thanks so much for your time pre-game. You've been in the final series many times before. How excited are you to have another crack going all the way?
Oh, absolutely. You know, yeah, I've been here a few times now and it's always exciting. It would be great to finally win one, but getting there is honestly what we play for all year. So definitely excited to give ourselves another chance.
And Chibba, this is not your first rodeo, and you are the queen of cool, calm and collectedness. You're a cool customer. Have you brought those vibes into the other girls, getting them ready for this week?
Look, I honestly hope so. I think anyone that knows me or played with me just knows how sometimes I'm probably too laid back, but that's all right. Hopefully a bit of that rubs off on the team and yeah, helps them be ready to go for today.
And Chibba, congratulations on an absolutely outstanding season and your induction into the All-Star 5. Now, you've had a wonderful season. What are some of your goals in particular for this final series, particularly tonight, when you sit down at home and you write things that you personally want to get done? What are you hoping to get done tonight, personally?
Personally, I just think it will be the attention to detail and being able to execute, you know, whatever that looks like, if they need me to defend or to get us into plays, whatever that looks like. I just want to help the team win. You're right, I've been here a few times, I have a bit of experience now, so hopefully that helps everyone. But ultimately, we want to win this series and yeah.
And do you have fuel and fire in your belly? You were here this time last season, but unfortunately couldn't get it done. Do you look back at that experience to make sure that you come in tonight remembering how painful it is and we're here to go to play 40 minutes of hard, good basketball?
Absolutely. You know, I feel like all those finals losses I've had would be a waste if I didn't use them as a bit of fuel and a bit of reflection and hopefully growth, you know. But definitely, I'm definitely hungry to get there this year, and we know how talented Bendigo are and what a challenge it's going to be, but I think we're ready to go.
Chibba, one final question for me before I let you go. What does Perth finals basketball look like? Can we expect high-octane, entertaining brand today?
Absolutely. I think we always play a pretty exciting style and a pretty up-tempo pace. But I think the biggest thing today will hopefully be our defense. You know, we've had a lot of focus on it, not just our zone, but also in man, and just that ability to execute and up the tempo. Yeah, so hopefully that's what we see from us today.
Looking forward to it, Chibba. Thanks so much for your time pre-game and good luck today.
Thank you. See you guys.
Alex Ciabattoni there from the Perth Lynx. So Perth are hosting Bendigo in Game 1 of their semi-final series this afternoon. Coming up tomorrow, the ladder leaders and the minor premiers, the Townsville Fire, will host the Southside Melbourne Flyers in Game 1 of their semi-final series. Beck and Timsy, what can we look forward to about that matchup?
Oh, there's so much stuff we're going to look forward to in that one. Well, for me, I'm looking forward to Rochi and Alice going at it. That's a big one for me. I can't wait for that matchup. What about you, Beck?
Well, I just think the matchup as a team, they've gone to head-to-head battles every game this season. Look, Townsville Fire, you'd have the confidence knowing we've beaten them 3 out of the 4 times, but for the Flyers, you need to take those lessons of the losses and bring it in. But we all know beating the Fire at the fire pit with all those cowbells, good luck to you.
Southside, of course, won the first matchup between these two sides in round 3. Since then, Townsville have won by 21, but the last 2 games have been quite close by 6 points and by 3 points. So looking forward to seeing what Southside and maybe what Kayla George can bring to the table today and see if the veteran can guide her side to victory tomorrow against Townsville. So cannot wait for that. Beck, I'm going to stay with you because I want you to tell me who your X factor is for this series.
For me, my X factor is Izzy Bourne from the Southside Melbourne Flyers. So she's been really in form coming into finals, and she's so dominant inside the paint. She's poised, she can finish with either hand, but as well, she can stretch the floor. She's a great shooter, and if you get her doing both, she's so hard to guard. But we see all of her shots, they're in the paint against the Fire. So look, Alicia Frolling's been playing some great defensive basketball, but will she be the asset the Flyers need to get over the line?
Well, funny you should mention that because my X factor is Alicia Froling. And I think she's got, look, there's just something about her the last 3 games. She's got a pep in her step. She looks like she's thinned down, not that she ever needed to, but she's really taken that next step for me this season. Without Cox there, she's been super active. Her productivity has gone from a +10 put to a +20 back in the absolutely in the last 3 games. And she's averaging 7 offensive boards. So her output has, it just caught my eye. I ended up ringing her mum or texting her mum during the last game going, what the heck's going on, Jen? What's your daughter done? She's looking really agile and like she's really ready to do some damage.
Always finds a way to get it done, does Alicia Froling. Well, still plenty more to come on the W Show. After the break, we're going to discuss the W Awards on Monday night and make our finals predictions. Cannot wait for the final series to unfold. 4 teams, 1 trophy. Who's going to come out on top? As we take you to the break, let's check out Ford's road to the finals.
The thing that matters the most for our group is just continuing to kind of play together and play at pace.
Fowler to Soa, knocks it down!
I feel like when we get bogged down or when we kind of like lose our way a little bit, that's when we kind of stop playing defense, we stop rebounding. But I feel like when our offense is churning, we're able to get out, get good possessions, get good looks. That's when we kind of can play a good 40-minute game.
Here's Courtney Woods trying to stand up. Is he bored?
We've had a little bit of an up and down season. We've definitely found our mojo at times, and I think that we have such a talented group. We have so much scoring power.
It's a dagger from deep from Maddie Ronchi!
This team that's in front of us right now is definitely a team that can push to win the championship this year, and if we can lock down on that defensive end and stay consistent for 40 minutes of basketball, then we're going to put ourselves in a good position.
Ronchi that went under. She had time to think about it.
Each game is their own game. I think you can't really drag one game into the next. Like if you win the first game, you come into the second game, it's back to 0-0, and that's a completely new game. They'll come out firing, with almost different schemes at some times. So yeah, I think what I've learned that each game is its own.
Able to blow by Farrar Reid.
Any team can beat any team on any given day. We've seen that in the last few rounds.
I go to George, great teamwork.
Our consistency, and you know, when we lock in, when we're locked in, it's scary hours for the league. So a locked in Flyers is dangerous.
It is my absolute pleasure to announce the winner of the Susie Bakovich Most Valuable Player Award for WNBL26. From the Bendigo Spirit, Isabel Bourlet.
I'm a bit overwhelmed. I never thought I'd be standing up here, and I think there's so many people to thank, but yeah, I'm just super grateful.
What a wonderful moment it was at the Susie Bakovic MVP Awards night. On Monday night, Bendigo Spirit's young star Isabel Borlée is crowned the most valuable player for this season at just 21 years of age. An incredible achievement, Beck and Timsy, and her star just continues to rise.
It sure is, and like you said, she's only 21 and she got MVP of the league. Her future is so bright, but well-deserved. She's been a crucial, integral part to the Bendigo Spirit, as well as she led this season in points, and she's just been impressive.
Jess, we can't go without saying congratulations to you. You did a fabulous job there. The fashion police are out and they said you look spectacular. I know Beck was all over it. The outfits were fabulous, but well done on your performance too. You were MVP of the night from my point of view.
Oh, I don't think so. Everyone did look fabulous, but it was really amazing to be there. I think Izzy Borlée was such a worthy winner, Timsy. Just two players who've won that award prior to the age of 22. Penny Taylor,
I was going to say,
Jackson.
let me guess.
Yeah.
She's in incredible company, isn't she?
Yeah.
So, yeah, huge. She's had a fantastic season and big things are coming ahead for our little Izzy Borlées.
Anything surprise you about the award winners, Beck? Anyone you thought might have got snubbed or anything that you would have differently?
I wouldn't say snubbed. I think Han Shu, she got Defensive Player of the Year. Massive achievement. She's been an absolute force to be reckoned with in the paint. But I also just wanted to shout out the Judge Shelley. She had an amazing season as well defensively, led the league in steals. And she was the one who shut down Borlée as well in that one game. But all those players up there and coach, well-deserved. Dallas Lockridge, absolutely amazing. So glad to see her get that. And what Coach Kennedy has done with that young team, well-deserved.
Yeah. Coach of the Year award in particular, hotly contested, Timsy.
Yeah,
so
it was.
Kennedy Kariyama to come out on top.
Yeah, no,
is
but
incredible.
It wasn't incredible. I mean, it was incredible in that it was obvious too. I think, as Beck alluded to, he's done a fabulous job, which on paper, when you look at his team compared to others, he's been exceptional.
Perth Lynx had 4 players in both the first and second teams. Just the third time in league history that has happened. What an incredible achievement.
Well, it just shows how much confidence Coach Ryan Petrick gives to his players. They just go out, play with freedom. In the first team, we had the likes of Ali Wilson and Annalie Maley there, and we said it, Wilson, head of the snake, Maley, double-double queen. She gets those rebounds, but it's also great to see the Golden Hands Award, which Courtney Woods received. She should definitely be in that All-Star 5, and Mackenzie Holmes as well. She was an absolute gun, and what an import for the Venom.
And a word, Timsy, on Annalie Maley, coming runner-up in the MVP award too. She's had a fantastic season.
Absolutely fantastic, and it was nice that she won the fans MVP as well. But look, from my point of view, sometimes you sit back and think, oh, they got it wrong, you know, oh, why didn't she make it? But this year, I honestly feel that there's not one person winning an award that shouldn't have got it, which is a credit to those on the board, so on the selection committee.
And I think too, it shows the incredible depth that we have in this competition as well. If we are debating these sorts of things and saying, oh, there's so many other players who could have won these awards. I mean, the WNBL is in fantastic shape.
It sure is, and you said it. We almost want there to be fights. We want there to be disagreements because players are so good and all these players have shone through the calibre of athletes, and that's why I'm excited about the semi-finals, Jess.
Keep that excitement going, Beck, because I want your tip. Bendigo and Perth, who's going to win the series?
For me, I'm tipping Perth, purely because the form that they've come into the semi-finals is good. Atwell, she's firing now, and they've got the home court advantage. And Han Shu, she's brung all of her fans with her. They have a 6-man tonight on the floor with them.
They're going to be hard to beat on their home court over in Perth, Timsy. Can you see Bendigo getting the win over there?
Well, I think it's going to be a close game. I think the win that Bendigo could get would be at home. But, yeah, it's hard to go past Perth, but I am absolutely done underestimating Bendigo. Every single time this season I've underestimated them, they have won. So Kennedy is Coach of the Year for a reason, and I think they'll have a little something up their sleeve for Perth.
And quickly in the other semi-final series, Townsville and Southside, who's going to win that, Beck?
Another tough one, but I think I'm going to go Fire.
Timsy, last word.
Ditto.
All right, well, we've got a massive semi-final series starting right now. It's Perth hosting Bendigo. Stay with us.
Rolling that dice, taking a chance on me for one night.
After 17 rounds and 92 games, the WNBL final series is here. The Perth Lynx and the Bendigo Spirit have been near the top of the table all season long and find themselves locked in a best-of-3 matchup with a grand final berth on the line.
In the corner, big hit.
This heavyweight clash boasts some of the best players the league has to offer.
Going to work on Atwell, great patience.
Led by MVP Izzy Borlase, the Spirit have been nothing short of dominant.
She is unstoppable!
And are a serious threat to claim back-to-back titles. Since the arrival of Han Shu, the Lynx have been nearly unbeatable. Surrounded by stars like Annalie Maley, Perth are a matchup nightmare.
Here's Wilson for 3.
Every game matters. Every possession counts. Only one team will advance. It all starts now.
Well, the WNBL finals have arrived. Today it's Perth taking on the defending champions Bendigo in game 1 of the semi-final series at the Perth High Performance Centre. The two best players in the competition going head-to-head today amongst a host of mouth-watering matchups where we will find out who will rise to the occasion when it mattered most. We simply cannot wait for this contest to begin. Jess Webster with you. Thanks for your company wherever you're watching this afternoon, and I am joined in commentary today by two incredible women who have been there, done that 7 times between them. 2-time champion Beck Cole, 5-time champion Michelle Timms. Beck and Timsy, finals is here and we have a cracking game to kick it all off this afternoon.
It is here. It's what we've all been waiting for.
Yeah, thank goodness.
Great calibre athletes we have, some amazing coaches. Everything is on the line and I can't wait to see what unfolds in this 40 minutes.
The scene is set, as we say. So can't wait. It's just bring the game on. Come on, let's get through this.
Well, we are only a few minutes away from that, Timsy, but let's take a look at the key matchups between these two sides over the course of the season. It begins in round 5. Perth got the win on that occasion. Bendigo flipped the script just the following round, a big win there on their home floor by 29 points. And Perth return serve in round 14 and then again in round 16 by 24 points. So 2 big wins to either side and then some close matchups in between. So we look forward to seeing what happens this afternoon. But Beck and Timsy have made their way to the wall and let's check out their keys to the game.
Thanks, Jess. Right now we're going to have a look at how Bendigo need to exploit the switching defence that they are played against by Perth. So here we see it. We'll see this young lady right here, Kelsey Griffin. She needs to get involved in as many handoffs or on balls as she can, because against the switching, that means she gets a smaller player on her and she can run them down to the low block and go to work, as you see right here against Amy Atwell. Nice little baseline. Nope, back to the middle. Alrighty. And on this side, here's an on-ball situation where Borlase makes the catch. Kelsey Griffin's going to spin around and set a screen. And here we see Gorman having to switch on to her right there. Another smaller player against Kelsey. In this one, the guard's got the luxury of passing it to the wing or down to the block. Either way, because the court's stretched so much, Kelsey Griffin can get the ball down in the low block. Look over here, they're not clogging it up, and she can go to work.
And punishing those mismatches allows just Kelsey Griffin so much space to work with, and the likes of Yamaya Morris and Han Shu are forced outside of the paint. That is what you want against a big lineup. And as we now focus on Perth, they love this 1-3-1, Timsy, and it worked so well against Bendigo last game. See here, Ciabattoni, she's always full court, pressure up and in. It starts nice and early. Then you have the long athletic guards of Maley, Wilson, Atwell. They clog the paint. And then Han Shu, the rim protector, the 6'11" down there. She is just clogging up that paint as well. So the 1-3-1 forces Bendigo into outside shots, Timsy. And speaking of the Defensive Player of the Year...
Have a look at those long arms when she puts them up. She goes almost key to key.
Exactly. She is a force to be reckoned with, an anchor of the zone. We see McConnell with the ball right here under the rim. She abandons her drive, her penetration, and now she's forced to go and dribble outside to the three-point line. Bendigo reverse it, and now Ball Ace is left to do something with it. She thinks she has an opening, and Han Shu says, not today. She's blocking shots, she's changing shots, but like I said, the rim protection she gives Perth is just something else, Timsy.
It certainly is, and I can't wait to see Ryan Petrick. I think we all know it's going to come at some stage. Can't wait to see when it does and how Bendigo react to it.
But now let's head courtside to Sean Redditch as he caught up with Ali Wilson before the game.
Well, Ali, you missed last game with injury. How's the body feeling coming into a semifinals today?
Yeah, feeling good. It was good for me to get a bit of a deload weekend prior to starting to play finals, so I'm raring to get out there and super excited.
Well, an extra week off and you've got a matchup against the MVP, Izzy Borlase. How do you slow her down today?
Yeah, she's a tough cover. She's had such a great season, and yeah, she was absolutely worthy of winning MVP, so we just got to try to limit her looks and make everything as difficult as possible.
And you guys kind of knew the Bendigo Spirit were going to be the matchup for you guys in the semifinals. You had a full week to prepare. What's Ryan Petrick's message been this week?
Yeah, I think, just continuing to do what we've done over some previous games, to take them out of their rhythm and try to be as disruptive defensively as we can.
Thanks, Alec. All the best today.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Great job. Good luck.
Will be a key to her success today, but Amy Atwell, she's averaging the 15.5 points per game. But the last 3 games, she has averaged 47% from the three-point line. If that woman gets going, it's an absolute game changer for the Lynx. And we know how hot she can be. She's like a microwave, Jess.
Absolutely, and maybe just peaking at the right time of the season. Well, let's head back to Sean, who is with the Coach of the Year this season and Bendigo Spirit head coach Kennedy Kariyama.
Kennedy, Coach of the Year, congratulations on that. What's been most pleasing from your team this season?
Yeah, thank you. Look, from our group, particularly when we're playing our best basketball, it's been our defence, and that's certainly been part of our identity. Probably the last few games, we've not necessarily gone away from it. It's been a huge focus for us every week in our preparation. But our best is when we're playing defence, getting out an offensive transition, scoring and moving the ball freely as a team, and shooting the ball with confidence. But all that for us stems from our defence.
And tough task today against the Perth Lynx. They're in form. They had a big game against you guys 2 weeks ago. What, improvements are you looking from your team?
Yeah, the big one for us is, excuse me, the big one for us has been typically we've been okay with their matchup defence. That's been, where we've probably had the most amount of success. It's been when they've made those change-ups and adjustments. So the zone has been something that's been a huge focus for us. Again, obviously looking forward to seeing that being rolled out tonight. Obviously that's going to be coach's decision as to how he chooses to use it, but certainly we put a lot of preparation into it.
And Jess and Beck, I'm really looking forward to that young lady there, Kelsey Reese, how she goes tonight. Her and Pollard, either of them could start. It looks like, if we just look down there now, that she might be in the starting lineup, but she has to come big on the boards tonight along with Pollard. They need to punish Han Shu and Perth when they go to drops. That means that they are the free rebounder. So they've got to crash the glass and make the most of that when Han Shu, as we see on screen, is in the drops.
Well, you're on the money, Timsy, because Kelsey Reese is into the starting 5 for the Bendigo Spirit today. But let's head courtside. The atmosphere is building at the Perth High Performance Centre. Finals is finally here as we cross to Sean Redditch. Welcome to you this afternoon.
Well, thanks, Jess. It's a hot day out west, but the Perth Lynx have been the hottest team over here. Since Honshu has joined them at home, they're 7-1, averaging over 90 points per game. They'll be looking to continue that form into the semifinals. On the other side, the Bendigo Spirit want to cause an upset out west behind their MVP, Izzy Borlase. They'll need a big game from her to get a win. Should be a cracker of a game in an electric atmosphere. Can't wait for this one to tip off.
Absolutely, Sean, right there with you. Cannot wait for this contest. It's game 1 of the semi-final series. The Perth Lynx hosting the defending champions, the Bendigo Spirit. The starting 5 for the Spirit: McConnell, Werung, Borlase, the MVP, Griffin, the 5-time champion, and the youngster Kelsey Reese into the starting 5. And for the Lynx, Wilson, Ciabattoni, Shu, Maley, and Atwell. Two teams stacked with stars. We've got championship winners, we've got young rising stars, opals everywhere. And what a moment for that youngster, Kelsey Griffin, just 23 years of age, in the starting five for the third time this season. What an opportunity for her in her debut final series.
I'm nervous, so I don't know how she's feeling, but her best hard shoot, let's go.
Here it is, the opening tip-off, and it goes to the way of Perth. As Maylee hands it off to Wilson. Ciabattoni back to Maylee, runner-up to Izzy Bourlays and the MVP on Monday night. Shu has Griffin for company. Back out to Atwell, who Beck mentioned, if she can get her shooting game going, it's going to be deadly. Shu for the first triple of the night, and that is why they recruited her to Perth Lynx.
Not a good sign for Kelsey Griffin, who made a bit of an error defensively early in that play set as well. But Kelsey Griffin covered her for a little bit.
An ominous first blow from the hands of Han Shu. Bourlays, the 21-year-old MVP all the way, herself for two.
What a well-executed play. You thought the screen was coming from Griffin, but it was guard to guard. She got downhill.
Maylee misfires for three. The rebound to Griffin. Five-time WNBL champion is KG23. Three times she's won the grand final MVP.
Yeah, Warehram's got to take that to the rack, Beck. She's got to put as much pressure under Atwell in a one-on-one situation to try and get her in foul trouble.
Bourlays. Good pressure by Perth. They cause the turnover.
I like him going to ice, going to that side pick and roll to have a look at the ice. That is Bendigo, but she just missed the open player. Overthought it too much.
These two sides have met 4 times this season. Perth winners in 3 of those. Shu comes up short. The rebound to Reese.
And that was good. Just got up and in on Han, made her fade away, and the shot was short. But Izzy Bourlays, that is exactly what she needs to do. Go downhill.
Hands it off to Wareham. He knocks it down.
They need to be, the guards need to get to work offensively and put the pressure on Perth.
Bendigo with the lead. Wilson muscles her way through, draws the foul.
And we spoke about rebounding earlier, Timsy, but that is a big key to the game. Bendigo weren't getting those second chance opportunities, and exactly what happened there, they went after the boards, then you found Wareham spot up for 3. Last game, though, they let Maylee get 22 rebounds, so they need to do it on both ends.
No, it's been a problem for them in the 4 games they've played them. They've been beaten on the boards each time, so that had to be on the whiteboard. One of the things on the whiteboard, along with their defence tonight for Kennedy Keriyama.
Early opportunity for Ali Wilson at the line, makes no mistake, scores a level. Early stages, first quarter. Griffin hands it off to Bourlays. Now they go to Wareham for a second three-pointer.
And Wareham is hot. We said we needed another play to step up, Timsy. Abby Wareham heard us.
She certainly did.
Bendigo by 3.
And, you know, Bendigo need to shoot well. They need to shoot 35, I reckon, or more percent from 3.9 in this one as Maylee. Just beautiful finish.
And the game they beat Perth, they made 16 triples, Timsy, the Bendigo side.
Yeah, but I'll keep that in perspective because I don't think Han Shu was there then. Not that that matters, but, you know, that one in Gippsland
was the game before she arrived, Timsy. Han Shu arrived the next week. Shot clock ticking down for Bendigo. Kelsey Reese. A deflection from Shu. Maylee, the sweeping pass. Oh, the fumble from Shu goes out of play.
Big slam.
I thought we were about to get a dunk too. I held my breath.
That's the toughest catch, though. If you know, it's, oh, there's a Wareham 3. Brought to us by Amy. What a great replay right there.
She's got 2 of those in this opening quarter. Bendigo with the noses in front by 1. Bourlays finds her way through the defence, but couldn't get the finish. Taken away by Maylee to Atwell. Here she goes. Bounces off the rim. Wilson with the O-ball. Now pulls up for 2. It's good.
And that's what happens. You don't find them in transition. Atwell gets up an early 3. You don't have people set up for rebounders. Again, they get a second chance opportunity, but they need to look after the ball here.
As Maylee's running downhill, Atwell steps away on Wareham, pulls a trigger from the corner. It's no good. Rebounds down to McConnell.
Bendigo fans will be sighing, have a nice sigh of relief there. Atwell's missed the first two, as McConnell, another person who we spoke about, Beck, another guard who needs to have an impact on the scoreboard. I like the way that Bendigo are attacking the key.
Let's head courtside to Sean.
Yeah, a couple of things I'm looking for the keys today. The Perth Lynx, how they shoot the ball from the three-point line. In their wins, they shoot it at 34%. In their loss, they're shooting 23%, including only 17% in their single loss to Bendigo this season. On the other side, Bendigo Spirit, they make the most threes in the league. So if they're knocking down their threes early, it'll give them some confidence heading into the second half.
Absolutely, the scoreboard pressure is what they need to create early, Beck.
It sure is, and when you have the difference of scoring power, the last 3 games, the Perth Lynx have averaged just over 102 points. On the other hand, you've got Bendigo Spirit averaging the 70 points over the last 3 games. So who can step up? And we called it, Timsy, where we want to see her with that 3-point shot. And Meg McConnell, when she drives and attacks the basket, she's so quick. Now she draws defenders, she can find her open teammates. But I'm liking what I'm seeing early from the Spirit.
Hanshu takes a rest. Bendigo 10, Perth 9.
And you can see even just from there, they have so much room in the paint right now to penetrate and to attack. And there was no split line help from the Perth Lynx.
Connell looks to make a move, hands it off to Werrong, who's got the hot hand in this opening quarter. Back-to-back triples for the youngster. This time she drives to the rack and can't get the finish. The rebound to Atwell, who hands it off to Maley. Back to Atwell. Third time lucky!
Warning.
Just a bit of miscommunication there on D-Trans, Timsy.
Perth by 2.
But if Bendigo could finish, they're really getting their feet in the paint whenever they want, Beth. There's, you know, here we see this big Amy Atwell 3 in rhythm. And there's a real problem, you know. Only Maley's been really pushing the ball, been picked up too late, making things happen as she did the last time they played, and she really punished Bendigo getting out and running.
Kelsey Reese, debut final series into the starting 5 for just the 3rd time this season. An early opportunity at the line. She makes the first, averaging the 6.7 points this season, 66% at the free throw line. 3.5 rebounds. As we know, she's got basketball running through her veins. Nicole, a star in the WNBL. Father Paul, multiple NBL champion. She's 2 from 2 at the line. Her family are watching on from home today. So shout out to the Reese family. Scores are level halfway through this first quarter. Wilson fires for 3.
Are you going under on that screen?
Absolutely not, Timsy. And if Wilson gets her eye in early, that's not a good sign if you're the opposition.
Clark into the action for the Spirit. Hands it off to Borlase.
It's just too much sticking to the ball, Beck.
Shot clock's down to 4. Borlase is off target. Perth ball.
And that's what they need to do, Timsy, is just improve the ball movement and avoid being stagnant. That's what got them into a bit of a mess the last time they played.
Oh, Wilson again. Ooh.
Didn't get the connection she was after on that occasion.
It's a warning to the defenders, though. Don't leave her space. Send a message very early.
Ellie Wilson was rested in their final round win by 15 points over Sydney. She's fresh, raring to go for this semi-final series. Borlase, nicely done.
And great move, good stagger screens, weak side. She was on the move, getting the ball. And what a matchup, Steph Gorman coming off the bench for Perth, who we know will always get the best defensive assignment.
Bailey up and in. Perth 17, Bendigo 14. Entertaining start to this semi-final already as McConnell puts one up. It's no good. Morris with the rebound.
And it's a little bit worrying for me, Beck, just watching the last 2 possessions. Bendigo just aren't getting people in the key on the offensive boards. You know, it's one and done. They got one player in the key then, that last possession.
Wilson into the corner. Gorman no good. Clark into the corner. Booth onto the floor for Bendigo. Swings it back to Pollard. Now Borlase. Young star in the competition. Off the left for 2 more.
What a hesitation with the left hand.
I know, I thought for a second she wasn't going to take her on. I didn't take her.
She's up to 6 points. Equal leader for Bendigo alongside Abby Werung with 2 triples in this first quarter. As Wilson makes her move through contact. So tough from Ali Wilson.
I feel if Bendigo to win this game, Beck, they really need to keep that scoreline, you know, mid-70s at most against Perth, who, as you mentioned, been in fine form the last 3 games.
As Wilson heads to the charity stripe, the biggest WNBL season of all time is coming to an end, and now it all comes down to the finals. This is where legacies are made. Want it all in the palm of your hand? Make sure you scan the QR code now and download the free WNBL app for live stats, scores, highlights, and exclusive player stories. That one rattles in. 100% effectiveness at the line so far for Ali Wilson. Perth with a 3-point advantage with less than 3 to go in the first.
And we see off the foul shot, Perth Lynx are in a 2-2-1 press. If Bendigo can break it early, that will definitely help them. If they can push the ball, get quick transition points.
Chance goes begging for McConnell. It's Bailey taking on Booth. No good off the glass. Spills to Borlase, and off she goes. Takes it down the floor for Bendigo. Draws contact.
I like the Borlase. If I was Borlase then on that rebound, I would have got as close, and she did a really good job of getting close to Han Shu. You want Han Shu to give you a little swipe on the way down the court and possibly pick up a foul. So anytime you get that outlet and she's in the middle of the court, you go straight at her and blow by her.
And the efficiency of Borlase will be crucial to the Spirit getting the win. Against Perth recently, she's been forced into more sort of that high-volume, lower efficiency games, and she needs to find ways to score early, which she has in this first quarter, and get herself to the foul line. So loving what I'm seeing early from the youngster.
Averaging 22.9 points per game. WNBL26, she's up to 8 in this opening quarter. Here's the Susie Bakovic medalist. 8 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds for Borlase. Back to a 1-point margin. Here's Han Shu working on KG23. Just defense.
Fantastic defense. She knew her rules. She had to force her base and took her space away.
Borlase running downhill, off to the line for 2 more.
She's a handful. She's missed a couple of layups, but she's a handful for them right now.
But this is great. Again, they said it starts on defense for the Bendigo Spirit. They're pressuring Perth, but they're rebounding. Right now, they're level 8-8. That's a big key to this. But then they're pushing down in transition, and this is exactly what we asked for. And Borlase, she's huge right now for them.
What a season from the 21-year-old. Also winning the club's MVP as well as the league MVP honours as we head courtside to Sean.
Well, yeah, you talk about Bendigo Spirit, how they're defending Han Shu. In the past, they've sent double teams, which has opened up all these 3-point shooters for the Perth Lynx. Today, they're just staying with her one-on-one. She's got the ball twice, hasn't scored yet. She did hit that big 3, but I like the defense. Make someone else, don't give up the open 3, as Annalie Bailey, we see she can knock it down with efficiency.
Certainly can. Sean takes her tally to 7 points, plus 4 rebounds as well.
And what a luxury it is to have Clark on, which gives him the opportunity to go a bit smaller ball, Bendigo, in regards to having Griffin match up on Han Shu. There you go. There's an offensive board.
Thanks to Georgia Booth, who shares it with Werung. Now back to Clark. Now Booth, she wants to take on Han Shu. Looking for options. Oh, it's chopped off by Annalie Bailey. This is where she can make you pay. This time dishing it off to Wilson, who finishes.
And great pass by Maylee. Very unselfish play. And Wilson, again, just running the floor like she always does.
Maylee's been great so far. 7 points, 4 boards.
Aren't we lucky, Timsy? We've got the two best players in the competition. Izzy Bourlet is down one end. Annalie Maylee at the other. Don't keep your eye off Kelsey Griffin. That one rattles out at the final moment. Final 60 seconds of the first. Wilson no good for 3. Ciabattoni.
Great job, Ciabattoni. You know, that was ridiculous. Bendigo had 3 players around that ball and Ciba just wanted it more. And you can't afford to do that against such a powerhouse of Perth.
We said it, it's team rounding, or as we normally like to call it, gang rebounding. You do it as a collective.
Ciabattoni to inbound, goes to Maylee. She's fouled as she puts the shot up. She's off to the charity stripe for a pair.
I think Maylee's been great. I know I just mentioned it, but she's been terrific this first quarter.
7 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, Timsy.
Yeah, and just on her own, controlling the tempo almost, you know.
She can add to Perth's advantage right here. Averaging a double-double this season, 14 points, 14 rebounds, and 82% at the free throw line. No concerns there for Annalie Maylee. Takes her tally to 9 points in this opening quarter. And Perth's lead is 6.
And both teams, they're finishing their foul shots. They're rewarding themselves both at 100%. And Kelsey Samuels on for the first time this season. If that went down, Jess.
We were ready to get out of our chairs there. Kelsey Samuels, we have not seen her in a very long time as McConnell puts it up for 2.
And that young lady there's been great too. You know, any offensive boards, she's been getting her feet in the paint, even at 5'6". She's done it all season.
This is a story to watch, Beck and Timsy. Kelsey Samuels has not played since round 2. She's been on the bench the last 3 matches. She's into the action here, defending Maylee, puts it up and knocks it down!
And Maylee's hit a couple now, watch out!
Look out! What an end to a blistering start to the WNBL final series. Perth Lynx 29 leading the defending champions 22 at quarter time. Don't go anywhere. We've got the second quarter up after the break. back to the Perth High Performance Centre. Quarter time here in game one of the semi-final series between Perth and Bendigo. The Lynx with a 7-point lead at the first break. Jess Webster with you on commentary alongside Bet Cole, Michelle Timms and Sean Redditch, who was around the Bendigo huddle at quarter time. Sean, what did Coach Kennedy Kariyama have to say to fire up his troops for this second term?
Yeah, thanks, Jess. They want to close out on the three-point shooters a little bit harder there, as we see a great take to start this second quarter, especially on Annalie Maley. She's knocked down a couple. And then the offensive rebounds. I was actually surprised looking at the stats. Perth Lynx only had 2 offensive rebounds, but they really want to try and clean that up and see if they can give themselves extra possessions. On the offensive end, they want to try and attack the switches and attack the drops, see if they can get their bigs knocking down some threes to bring back Pontu out of the paint.
Sean Werrung couldn't complete the three-point play. Over the top to shoot. Bounces off the rim. That's going to be a Bendigo ball.
But Sean's exactly right. Rebounding is key, a big factor to who wins this game. But last battle, Perth out-rebounded Bendigo 57 to 41. So they need one and done possessions. And Ball Ace, she's on absolute fire here.
Has a little one-on-one battle between Ball Ace and Maley. Boulaye is taking a tally to 12 points. Maley also on the 12. Wilson not far behind. Into the corner for Maley. It's Casey Samuels for company. Maley works her way to the rack. Well done.
That was quite poised. Just gathered herself at the end, off 2 feet. She's definitely ready for finals.
Oh, McConnell puts it up on the right. It's no good.
Early, but that's the one you want. You want to put it on the floor against Atwell and challenge her footwork.
Maley loses her feet, out to Wilson, takes on Werrung. Tough shot, she draws a contact.
And Werrung wants a flop.
Wilson is just so good at attacking downhill, and especially once she's making her threes, she's just so good at getting 2 feet in the paint and reading, do I fade? Do I shoot a fadeaway? Do I up fake? Do I step through? It makes her really hard to stop.
Looks like she got away with one there, so. But just loving her game. And Maley's right now.
Third time at the foul line for Ali Wilson. And she's still got a perfect record, so too Perth. 100% at the free throw line so far this afternoon. The record continues, 8 from 8. The lead is 7 points. It's KG23 up against Atwell. Can't get it done, wins the go board and gets the call as well.
Timsy, you called it pre-game. Look at the mismatch. You said it right there. Griffin, Atwell, go to work. You know what you're talking about, Michelle Timms.
I'll slap you if this microphone wasn't on. We'll see it here as Atwell gets...
She's giving you a compliment.
A bit of a chop, a bit of a shoulder to the face. That's got to hurt.
But that's what the guards need to see early. Griffin has a mismatch. Get the ball to her. Let her go to work. And again, generating another second chance opportunity for them. And she gets a three-point play.
Cuts the margin back to 4. Ciabattoni hands it off to Wilson.
Oh, look out.
Oh, over the head to Han Shu. It's no good. And the rebound to Griffin. Off to McConnell, who can take it down the floor for the Spirit. Get around Han Shu, not an easy task. To Griffin. Trying to find the next option. Takes on Gorman.
Oh, that's tough.
She's off to the line for 2. That's why she is a 5-time champ and a 3-time grand final MVP.
And again, good mismatch, but a quick play phase earlier. Kelsey Reese, she hit a great screen in transition. It forced Hanshu and Ali Wilson to switch. Instead of popping at the 3, dive straight down the middle of the basket and seal Wilson on your back.
Well, this is a huge opportunity. The WNBL and Virgin Australia are giving you the chance to win tickets to the WNBL26 Championship game on March the 1st. That's flights and accommodation for the ultimate finals experience. Plus, you'll also score a WNBL27 family season pass and a signed official game ball. So make sure you scan the QR code on your screen now. Pretty impressive prize. 2v1 as we see a jump ball. Bendigo have closed here to within 2 points. It was 7 points the margin at quarter time.
I'm really enjoying this battle between Reese and Hanshu. Reese is really getting into her space. She gave her a little bit of room there, but she's done a really good job so far. And I think that's why why she's probably started against instead of Pollard tonight. Pollard had the starting lineup duties on Hanshu. It's been good though, the mix that Hanshu's had to navigate with Kelsey Griffin also defending her as well.
What a debut WNBL season for Kelsey Griffin. She probably wouldn't have thought this would come, potentially debuting as a starting 5 in a final series and taking on Hanshu. But here she is, doing a good job so far. Here's Werong, 2 triples in that opening quarter. Did she get going?
Oh,
nice
so many
moves.
layups, Bendigo.
Not the finish, unfortunately, but they win it back through Booth. Can reset and go again. They draw up here, hand it off to Griffin. Takes on Atwell. Just a misconnection.
Oh, that's right, though. McConnell had to cut to the X there.
But I would have liked to see Griffin. Atwell's on 2 fouls.
Go it up.
Take it at her.
Oh, nice. Put back by Hanshu.
But for that to happen as well, you can see they're wanting to double on KG. Bendigo need to space.
Yeah, that was a problem. They had too many players on that strong side of the third.
Reese up against Wilson.
Oh,
the youngster gets it done.
What a finish, Beck. That's hang time.
Great play.
Without too much air under her.
And these youngsters, they are managing their finals nerve.
They're up for the fight, Beck.
Replay here. Wow, what poise.
Because yes, Bendigo are the reigning champs. They have a completely new roster with many girls who haven't had these postseason finals, or it's their first one in the WNBL. So how exciting, but they've come out with something in their eyes.
Wilson to Atwell, working on Werong. Wants to hand it off to Morris. Defense from the Spirit. Just 2 points the difference. Good strong second quarter to the Spirit. Eaten into this 7-point deficit at quarter time.
Go to work.
She is Griffin up against Atwell.
Oh,
again, another missed opportunity, Timsy.
It's going to do one of 2 things, Beck. It's either going to get a foul on Atwell, or it's going to cause Ryan Patrick to have to sub Atwell out, which would be a win for Bendigo.
Perth by 2. Wilson off to Morris, a little fumble. Regathers. Ryan Patrick calling Ali Wilson to go. She does exactly that. Not quite the finish.
That's right there. Clear out. She had a big man on her. Let her go to work.
McConnell the pass to Booth and the finish. That's better from the Spirit.
What a dime, but way to go, Georgia Booth. Be on the move. That's that bestie telepathy right there.
Halfway through this second quarter and scores a level. Ciabattoni working hard for her 2 points.
So crafty, isn't she? That was so clever.
That's the bully ball, but Bendigo have done a good job on her. That's her first points for the game, but like we said, they do it by committee, the Lynx.
Kelsey Reese, no good on the triple. Bailey with the rebound. That's her 7th. Alongside her 14 points.
And another 3. Ooh.
Not this time. McConnell. Waiting patiently for her opportunity. Gives it to the experienced Griffin. It's come unstuck. Ciabattoni takes it down the floor. The pass delightful to Bailey, who couldn't quite execute.
And Bendigo had a $1 for every missed layup tonight from both teams.
Perth shooting at 40% from the field. Bendigo 43. It is finals-like intensity at the moment, Timsy. Here's Reese up against Morris with strength. Morris with the block. Not in my house, she says.
But I don't think right there that's a play for Bendigo. Reese trying to go one-on-one from above the key, as we see here on the Amy replay, and Morris just reading that so well.
Averages 1.5 blocks per game off the bench. Umi Morris, she checks out of the game. Perth by 2. Boulays to fight through the defense once more. Again off target. Haley to Graham. Into the corner for Wilson. And it's no good. Clark hands it off to Boulays. Perth. Bendigo rather. And a chance to return serve. The league MVP wants to go over the top to Clark. It's broken up by the Perth defense.
Option there.
Atwell with strength, heading to the line.
She's working so hard, Atwell. Might not be doing great down one end, but she is working at both ends. And you know, possession before, she was busting herself out of that corner to try and get the offensive boards. She's working hard.
And we're heading to a pay-wise timeout. The first timeout of this semi-final so far this afternoon. Perth 37 to Bendigo 35, 3.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Do you feel Timsy both sides maybe lost a little bit of poise or composure in the second quarter?
Yeah, a little bit towards the end there, making smart decisions of what they want to get to. And that's what I thought the Bendigo had a really good patch where they knew what they were trying to get. And then the last couple of possessions just sort of lost their way. And I don't think going against Maley is a good, you know, trying to pass the ball over her head's a good idea on any occasion. But
and sometimes we've been through this as well, Timsy, when you're focusing so much on the mismatch, you've got the ball above your head, all you're looking at is to pass it inside. But you still need to be in triple threat. You need pass fakes, because then the defense, they're going to read you. They're going to get those steals. Right now, Perth have 5 steals in the ball game. So yes, look at the mismatch. That's exactly what you want. But you still need to keep the opponents guessing.
Adeline Naylor with the 14 points for Perth. Wilson with the 13. Boulays with the 12 points for Bendigo Spirit. This 21-year-old has dominated this season. The league's MVP winner for WNBL26, Izzy Boulays at just 21 years of age. As we head downstairs to Sean Redditch, who was around the Lynx timeout. Sean, what did you hear?
Yeah, it was all about offensively. They want to move the ball, get the ball side to side, and then get their shots. You know, those transition threes are probably the best shot that they're looking for. Defensively, they're really worried about these switches and their bigs posting up the Lynx guards. They want them to be a little bit more active on the weak side and see if you can kind of hedge in and cause a little indecision. They're worried about that matchup, which the Spirit are doing really well, as we see Maley with a great steal and then bad pass.
Yeah, well, it makes you wonder, Beck. Is the 1-3, if he's worried about them not being able to defend, then will that 1-3-1 come out, or will he wait till after the second?
Both coaches, they've played each other so many times. They would have scouted so well religiously over this past week. But if that's something that does cause the Perth Lynx issues, I think maybe in the second half we see Perth in that 1-3-1.
Shoe up against Boulays. Draws the foul.
Sorry, how good were Maley's hands then? And that's exactly what Ryan wanted, you know. And then Waring trying to make the pass over the top. The pass was there, but Maley, great hands. And I think if you're Bendigo, you're quite happy that Perth have only scored 9 points, you know, so far in this quarter. Make that 10.
7 points of difference at quarter time. 4 points here. This game of basketball, Beck, does it look more like Perth's brand or look more like Bendigo's brand at the moment, the way that it's playing out so far? Who would be happier?
I think more Perth it is. It's up and running, it's fast. But I will say Bendigo, I think, have really been able to take control of the tempo because they need to run it down their throats. They need to take advantage of the rebounding, running, going downhill. And again, I think it comes down to the three-point percentage. That's a big thing for me. And right now, Perth, they're shooting at the 36% and the Spirit only at the 25%.
So it's just dropped away the three-point percentage in the second quarter for the Spirit. Werrong knocked down 2 of those in the opening quarter. This time she hands it off to Pollard with her first points at the semi-final.
And they were in the 1-3-1 then, and what a great execution.
And they would have went away knowing
100%.
we did not do well against that 1-3-1. Everyone and their dog's been talking about it.
Well, sensational. Turn the corner.
But now they're going to have X's and O's, Timsy, of how to break the 1-3-1.
Turned it over. So 9 turnovers to 5.
Sammy was just on the move a little bit there, getting caught with the offensive foul.
What do you think of the call to give her some game time back? She's been suited up, but hasn't played the last 3 matches. We haven't seen her since round 2. A foot injury has plagued her all season. A big call to throw into a semi-final?
It sure is, but look, she was a championship player with that team last season. Also, you bring her in, she is going to torment and annoy her opposition player. That's why you have her on her team. She's a menace on the defensive end. And again, she's a vet of the team. Yes, she hasn't played as many games this season, but she knows how to get it done.
Certainly does. First joined the WNBL in 2010. Kelsey Samuels has played for Canberra, Sydney, Townsville. He's a breakout player of the year for the Spirit in their championship winning season. And she's just having a chat to Coach Kennedy Kariyama. Han Shu finds herself at the line. Great to see Han's parents as well here in Australia. Watching Han in this final series. Shows her composure at the charity stripe. So good to see the representation from Han's family and the many, many Chinese fans that have come to her games in droves as we head to another pay-wise timeout here in the second quarter. Less than 2 minutes to go. Perth have just regained that little buffer they had at quarter time, which was 7 points. They lead 44-37. So a really intriguing game playing out at the moment, Timsy.
Yeah, and I think that, you know, Han Shu, who was just on screen, has been a little bit quiet, but it's the last couple of times down. She's only had 5 attempts, 5 touches at the ball, so she probably haven't, you know, in the last time they played in Bendigo, when they took it to Bendigo, they made a real conscious effort of getting the ball in her hands and letting her go to work. So maybe that's what they're about to do this last couple of minutes, is let her see the ball a bit more. You know, they are causing some issues for Bendigo in the on-ball with a couple of breakdowns. I think that's why Kelsey Samuels got taken out then, because there was a breakdown that led to Han Shu getting open on the roll. So, yeah.
And with the Perth as well, if they hit their outside shots early, it then forces Bendigo to extend their defense, and then it opens up the interior for Han to dominate one-on-one.
Let's head courtside to Sean.
Well, you talk about these coaches knowing each other. Kennedy, the first thing he said, expect the press. What do we see when we come out? The press by the Perth Lynx. He really wants them to that cross-court path, then get some cuts from the top and score against this zone. They're really trying to attack Honshu, get her to commit. Either they got a cut or an open 3, as you see the cut right there, but it wasn't open. Well defended by the Perth Lynx.
Final 90 seconds of the second quarter. What have Bendigo got? Pollard up against 2!
What a great catch, and that's exactly where she needed the ball. They finally got it to the right place, which is just near that foul line, Beck, against that 1-3-1.
And we know in the zone as well, you have to find the space that is available and open to you. You don't just run to the elbow or run to the block. You've got to create your own opportunities.
Haley opened in the corner, makes no mistake.
That was just a beautiful execution of an on-ball. Defender's man hedged in to help on the roll with Han Shu, and Maley was left wide open, and Wilson knew exactly the helper's man was wide open for a big three.
She's up to 18 points, Annalie Maley. Pollard from downtown.
Play. That's what they need.
Keeps Bendigo to within 5. Maley works her way inside. Tough shot, can't get it done. Boulays with a rebound and takes off. 20 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Boulays pops it over the top to Reese, has a fumble. It's out of play. It'll be a Perth ball.
She's got to shoot that. She's got a free rebounder in Reese standing there for her. She's got to take that to the rack back. Oh, she got a steal though. Who's that? McConnell.
So they get a second opportunity, Bendigo. 10 seconds left in this opening quarter. Reese up against Maley. Reese with a move. Oh, not quite the finish.
And the foul, which is just not a good foul, Beck. She's going to the foul line at the other end for 2 freebies.
And that's just where she's young, and it's sometimes that experience of, I thought I got fouled the play before, I just missed a layup I should have made. Just a bit of one of those frustration fouls, Timsy. But like you said, now Wilson, she gets to go to the other end of the floor for an easy 2 points at the charity stripe.
Break your heart if you're a coach.
She hasn't missed at the foul line so far today. So 4th trip to the charity stripe, Ali Wilson. This is the second, uncharacteristically. Final few seconds. What's the MVP got for us? Not quite a bucket to end the first half. What an entertaining semi-final we've got on our hands. Perth led by 7 points at quarter time, and they lead by 6 at the main break. 48 plays, 42. Annalie Maley on fire in that opening half. She's got 18 points and 8 rebounds as well. Ali Wilson with the 13 points and 3 assists. And for Bendigo, their top scorer is Izzy Boulays, and the league's MVP is courtside with Sean Redditch.
Izzy, a battle out there. How you see in the first half?
Yeah, it's a real tussle out there. It's high pace. We just got to clean up a couple of things on the defensive end. Too many O boards, but we're in a good spot.
Well, you guys have actually won the rebounding count. You're up by 3. You got to be pleased with that. A little bit more effort there.
Yeah, we've got to win that count to win the game, and I think it's more on the offensive end where we need to clean up their O boards, like Maley and Hana, getting them second chance points. But yeah, it's a high scoring game, so we've got to keep Perth to a bit of a low score.
It is a pace. You didn't get much of a rest. How are you dealing with this heat? It looks like you guys are trying to really hang with this Perth Lynx team. Is that a goal of yours?
Yeah, it's fun. That's what finals is about, is just sticking with it and picking your right time to come at them. So we're in a good position at the moment, and yeah, we can keep it like that. It's good.
Thanks, Izzy. All the best second half.
Well, finals is with us in the WNBL. We've got a cracking semi-final at halftime. It is the Perth Lynx by 6 points. Don't go anywhere, because our 2-time champion Beck Collin, 5-time champion Michelle Timms are going to analyse the first half when we come back.
I think it's looking after the ball, and to be honest, that's probably about it. It's only 6. It's not like, oh, you're not hitting all, like, they're only 30.
special halftime performance. Also pleased to keep the applause going for the junior basketballers from the Hills Dragons on the floor right now. Some future superstars right here at the Perth HBC. Here to do their thing on this half of the court. Very soon the Borough table will on the game. Plenty of cool stuff going on. We need to have a breather. We need to go for some fresh air, grab yourself a drink. Now's a good time to do it.
That's just our style. That's just our style. That's just our style.
It's semi-final action at the Perth High Performance Centre. At half-time, it is the Perth Lynx leading by 6 points over the defending champions, the Bendigo Spirit. What an entertaining opening half of WNBL hoops we have witnessed. Jess Webster with you alongside Bet Cole and Michelle. And Tim, these are the key stats to half-time. Beck, you feel Bendigo, while they're in the contest on the scoreboard at least, you feel like if the pace of this match continues, it's Perth in the second half.
It sure is, and a big thing is 10 turnovers. With that increase in pace and energy, that's where Bendigo just need to control the tempo and look after the ball. Like we heard Bourlet say, rebounding is a key factor to winning this game, and they're winning that 22-19 right now. So if they can look after the ball, if they can hit a couple more threes, get that percentage from 30% up, they'll be in the game. But Timsy, 48 points, you can't let Perth score that much.
No, they're definitely scoring, but I just don't think there's much in this game, you know. I think they've both had their moments of executing their game plan and getting things done that they wanted to get done. I mean, it's only a 6-point ball game, so we can't lose sight of that. But we've got one heck of a second half on its way, that's for sure.
You've said prior to the game, Timsy, that you're done underestimating Bendigo. Yep. So are you happy with what they've produced in the first half? It's just about cleaning up some of these plays?
Yeah, look, I think they've done a pretty good job. I'm you know, a little concerned about, look, it's only 6, but I'm a little concerned about their scoring output. They've missed some gimmies under the basket, but, you know, they're going to need some people to get on that on the board and get some more buckets for them. But I think they'll be pretty happy with the way things are going right now, because what they need to sort out and fix up is quite fixable.
So many stars everywhere you look, and we're treated today with the two best players in the competition. Izzy Bourlet, the Susie Bakovic medalist from Monday night, and the runner-up, Annalie Maley, going head-to-head today. And what an output they had in the first half, Beck. Maley with the 18 points, Izzy Bourlet with the 12.
High-calibre players right now, both ready for semi-finals with their output right now. But Maley, she's just been super impressive. 3 from 5 from three-point land. Of course, the 8 rebounds, we're not surprised, but also doing it on the defensive end, 3 steals. She's been super impressive. And Bourlet, so glad that she has come out with that one-on-one attacking mindset, exactly what her team needs from her.
As we know, Timsy, the cream rises to the top in finals, and experience really matters. Ali Wilson really showing some of her experience in the first half.
I was going to add that to Beck when she was talking about Maley, that her and Wilson have been absolutely fantastic. Just making great decisions in offence, organising the team, putting pressure on the Bendigo defence by making great reads of what they're giving her, making it real simple, not complicating things. 14 points. 1 of 4 from three-point line, which surprised me because I felt like she hit a couple of threes very early on. But the important thing for me is, look at that free throw count. 7 for 8 free throws. Getting herself to the basket, to the foul line is really important in any game, let alone finals, that teams can do that.
So a great contest we have for us at half-time. The margin is just 6 points. Perth 48, Bendigo 44. Stay with us. We've got a huge second half to come after the break.
And I love it. Some more, I'm up in my zone, touching the sky, feeling the flow.
Yeah.
Yes, Wade.
What do you think everyone's going to say at school? I think they're going to be pretty jealous. Aaron Sutton, now you have designed our Indigenous jersey. You know all about design. What made this design stand out? Well, winner, she can do that. Make some noise for Amy!
Half-time in game one of this semi-final series between Perth and Bendigo. The Lynx by 6 points at half-time. Jess Webster with you in commentary alongside Rebecca Cole, Michelle Timms and Sean Redditch courtside for us today, who has found a very familiar face in the crowd, Sean. And as somebody who has played for both Perth and Bendigo, I'm not sure where her allegiance lies this afternoon. You're downstairs with Sammy Whitcomb.
That's right, WNBL superstar, Opal. How good is it to be back watching WNBL?
Oh, it's amazing. I'm so happy I was able to make this game. Two of the best teams right now, and this environment's incredible.
Well, you're one of my favorite players, so I'm missing seeing you play in the WNBL. Where are you at this season?
Yeah, I miss it too. I'm currently playing in Turkey for Beşiktaş in Istanbul. Having a really cool experience there, but I'm definitely envious of what's happening here.
Well, it must be a little bit conflicted. You call Perth home now. You played with Bendigo Spirit. Who are you cheering on today?
I'm cheering on good basketball, the WNBL. I've got no favorites right now.
Very, very well said. Thanks, Sammy.
Thanks so much, Sean and Sammy. That was as a diplomatic answer, I think, that we would expect from Sammy Whitcomb, of course, winning her first WNBL championship with Bendigo last season. You saw that coming a mile away, that answer.
Amen. And she was also MVP and the reigning champ, like you said. And Kelsey Griffin, speaking of champs, coming to the party with the three-ball, Timsy.
You know, it's interesting, Beck, out of the 4 times they've played them, you know, as we see an offensive foul, oh, don't you hate those calls? As we see that big 3 by Kelsey Griffin. But out of the 16 quarters these guys have played, Bendigo have won 8. Sorry, Bendigo have won 7 and Perth have won 8. You kind of feel like it would have been more, and they've had a draw in 1. Right now it's 1 quarter each. So Bendigo winning that second quarter.
So you're saying there's not much between them, Tim?
Not much.
Season. We've got a 3-point ball game at the moment to start the third. McConnell makes her move. That was delightful to watch.
That was high IQ basketball. And to get that over Han Shu, who was just sitting there in the key, that was good confidence just to go up and finish that nice layup.
Sammy Whitcomb played a role in getting Megan McConnell to Bendigo as well, so she would really have enjoyed that. 1 point the difference here at the Perth High Performance Centre. Bailey off the right for 2. Takes her tally to 20 points.
She had 18 points in 17 minutes at half.
Unreal.
Unbelievable.
It's come off the leg of Atwell.
And she just rip drive, saw that Griffin was just a bit out of stance. She has such quick foot speed. That's a great play.
Blaze fighting through the defence. No good.
That's just a silly foul from Bourlaise. She did not need... That's one of those fouls you were talking about, Beck, and it looks like she might have got a tech foul. Possibly, hopefully just a warning because we don't want one of our stars. But that was really unnecessary. She was clearly frustrated that she didn't get a call down the other end and she didn't make the basket. But that's not good.
Down to Sean courtside.
Yeah, well, Bendigo would be happy with the start to this third quarter, outscoring them 5-2 early. But the last third quarters, they've been outscored by 27 points by the Perth Lynx. So that's been the difference the last 2 games. So see if they can get a good start, keep it going, keep attacking the paint. I think when they get the ball in the paint, as we see here, and then get a shot out of that, good things happen.
And although Perth have played man-to-man for the majority of this game, it was Bendigo not being able to put scoreboard pressure on, like Sean just mentioned. Because they were in that zone, held Bendigo to only 16 points in the second half last game.
Strong offensive rebound to Kelsey Reese.
And that's exactly what Reese needs to do, Jess, is get those O glasses.
Connell had to get over the top of Han Shu. The referee spotted a foul. This match delicately poised to start the third quarter. Perth 50, Bendigo 47. Bourlaise there with the 12 points in the opening half. So take a look at this foul.
All right, Perth, you know the word. Let's get this one stuck in your brain. Here we go.
Abby Wareham to restart play. Hands it to the MVP. Can't add to a tally and wins the O board. Keeps it alive under all sorts of pressure.
Her teammates have got to move.
Come the way of Atwell. Running downhill, runs into Kelsey Reese and draws the foul.
That looked funny. It looked awkward, didn't it? It looked like a travel, but I'm sure it wasn't if we get a look at that on the replay.
Talk us through it, Timsy.
Oh, didn't put my glasses on in time.
Atwell at the line, nails the first.
Asked for it and then I didn't dissect it. Not to worry.
It's that finals fever, Timsy. It's in us.
2 from 2 for Amy. Stands Perth's lead, 52-47. So crucial for Bendigo, you feel, Beck, to stay with Perth in this third quarter.
It sure is, and that's where sort of the wheels fell off for them in that last game. Oh, what a pass from Reese! And how the bunny Timsy missed for the Spirit.
How did it roll out? Atwell to make a pay the other end.
She's up to 11. This is third quarter. That Redditch was talking about, Mr. Redditch at the figures.
Back out to a 7-point margin, which was Perth's lead at quarter time. Offensive foul, Perth ball.
The Spirit, unfortunately, have been called for multiple moving screens, Timsy.
Yeah. Calling it all game. Gotta learn from it. Let's see here. I don't know. Beck, from that angle, it's tough. Didn't look like she moved much.
Oh, it's tough.
I'm not messing with the referee here.
It's just those long arms of Han Shu. Reeled it in. Takes on Reese.
Oh!
Line for the air one.
Tough Reese, straight up. Han Shu got into her body. Ball rolled round and round and went in.
Family pretty pleased watching on. Completes the three-point play. Perth with a new game-high lead of 10 points.
Oh, no.
Oh, they win it back.
I'm calling a timeout, Timsy.
Oh, Maylee misfires. Borlay's running downhill, draws contact.
Exactly what she had to do. Atwell standing there, take her on, try and get her into foul trouble.
Atwell's third foul, Timsy.
There you go.
That's what we want, and Atwell's coming to life in this third quarter. So does Ryan leave her out, or does Atwell come off to the bench?
Han Shu didn't mind putting an exclamation mark on that move. Came through with a bit of a foul of her own there.
12 points, 5 rebounds so far. Isabel Borlays. These would be some steadying free throws for Bendigo. And rolls in. We had the very best camera angle for that one. Edge of your seat stuff. She takes another deep breath. Misses the second, the rebound to shoot.
Bendigo, they have been very average from the free throw line this season.
Atwell adds to a tally. She's got 13 points. And there is the timeout on the floor because Perth have made their move here in the third quarter. They lead 59-48. Margin is now 11 points, and this is what they do to you, Beck. Perth can get a run on, and they're hard to stop when they're in this kind of form.
They sure do. They can just pack on points so quick. You let off your defensive schemes, you're not on split line, you're not playing that team defense. They just have weapons. Perth have 5 people averaging double figures. So you shut one person down, it's next standing up mentality. But look, they're shooting at a great clip right now, 45% from the field. So it's tough for Bendigo, but a great timeout. I think it's needed. You can't let Perth get on that run you were speaking about. They just need to reset, collect themselves, look after the ball.
Swing the ball.
Ball movement.
Ball movement.
That's what happened in that second half last game. Got a bit stagnant, was more just one-on-one, shooting those outside shots. They need to swing the ball side to side.
As we exit a Paywise timeout here in the third quarter, Perth now lead by 11. They led by 6 at halftime. Generally, if you're just 1% off against Perth, they will make you pay. So it's important now for Bendigo to respond as we head courtside to Sean Redditch.
Yeah, well, these coaches have been saving their timeouts, only used 2 in the first half. Kennedy used that early one. He really wants his team to lock in on Allie to try and get her out, and also Amy Atwell. It feels like those two are trying to take over the game. Let's see Amy eyes light up here in transition. Good help there on the defensive side. So they really want to try and limit their impact and then take their time on the offensive end. They don't want to play at the Perth Lynx speed.
Crazy intensity coming out of this timeout.
There's bodies everywhere, Jess. Diving on loose ball, Atwell.
She deserved it. She, second effort there.
We see the players having a laugh about it.
Yeah. So would you be if you're going to the free throw line, because Bendigo over the foul limit. Warning, warning. Still 5.5 minutes to go. This could get ugly well, let's face it, it's not looking pretty right now. 60-48. And a trip to the foul line every time Bendigo foul from here.
So it's now 13 points to 6 the way the Lynx in this third quarter. They've made their move. The Spirit need to respond. 5.5 to go in the third.
And we see again off the foul shot there in that full court 2-2-1 press. Back into a man as we can see right now.
Griffin, her time to step up. Bounces off the rim. Wilson with the rebound. Quickly off to Maylee. Runs it down the floor. 20 points. Finally Maylee. Graham keeps it alive to shoot. No good. The rebound to Borlays. 10 rebounds for Izzy Borlays. So she's got a double-double this afternoon. team needs her to keep scoring, and that'll help as she draws the contact on the way through.
They sure do, and smart play. She called for the screen and then got her defender on a nice crossover going left to the basket. But Bendigo Spirit needs to keep going to her, Timsy. She needs to be aggressive, get to the foul line.
I kind of feel that Perth have done a pretty good job of crowding her, like shrinking the court when she gets the ball. You know, they've made the key. Before that, prior to that, she's tried to get in there a couple of times, and Perth's defence has been pretty good against the penetrations, but she's got to keep at it.
The WNBL...
My bad. Go, Jess.
Sorry, Timsy. The WNBL26 finals is certainly here. It all comes down to this. 4 teams, 1 trophy. Don't miss a game of the finals action to see if your team comes out on top. Izzy Wallace makes it count at the line. My apologies, Timsy, for cutting you off.
Oh, sorry.
As per usual, Jess Timsy has a lot to say.
Perth by 11. 5 minutes to go here in the third. Ellie Wilson calling the shots for the Lynx. Shot clock down to 5. She's off target from downtown.
And with 4.5 minutes left, Bendigo need to continue to get stops or force turnovers, and down the other end, they need to put points on the board. You definitely need to be 10 points or under, Timsy, going into the 4th quarter.
We're just having trouble scoring right now, Beck, but that's a good sign as Pollard gets a rebound and puts it back. That's only their 10th point for this quarter.
Sees them in touch. Well, takes on Werrong. She's really lifted.
Well, she sure has. Werrong just opened the gate. Just a great take by her.
17 points now for Amy.
And no, she's so lethal from outside. You have to have a long closeout. Good take from McConnell.
Yes.
Way to keep playing.
She's smart, McConnell.
Share it to Werrong. Had the hot hand in the 1st quarter.
And again, McConnell.
She averages 6 rebounds a game, Timsy.
Rebounds.
Ooh. Got to keep the scoreboard flowing with Spirit. McConnell pulls the trigger. It's no good.
Well, Atwell up to 17 now.
Oh, defense from Abby, and they won the ball back, Bendigo. That's a good little moment for the Spirit.
And I feel like, Timsy, right now, Bendigo can't quite get as many shots inside the key. Perth are doing a great job of clogging it up. And last game, that's what Perth forced Bendigo into, was shooting more outside shots, but they were only 7 of 30 at just over 23%. So they need to keep attacking inside through pass or penetration.
How would Bendigo be feeling, Beck? Do you think that they would... Of course they're going to have confidence. It's finals and they've still got a quarter and a bit to play. But how would they feel with in these last 3 minutes?
I'm sure Griffin is telling them just to play it 1 possession at the time. Don't get too far ahead of yourself. But we need to stick to the game plan. We need to lock in and stay focused. Make good decisions.
Good pressure from Wallace. Hanshu up against Kelsey Griffin. She gets the foul.
She gets the call. Hanshu not happy about it, but Kelsey Griffin did what you do. Take away the space. She's right up and in on her. She knew she wanted to go back to the middle.
That's why Griffin is just so important. Her presence is just vital for obviously the leadership, but also just her physical defense against Hahn, and also just the Perth's other bigs like Morris and Malin.
Bendigo shooting at 35% from the field. They've had their opportunities at their offensive end, just haven't made them count. Trail Perth by 11. What has Izzy Bourla's got? Into the corner for Booth. Now they go to Pollard, it's knocked away by Ciabattoni, but it's won back by Booth. Now to KG, 23. Not quite. Maley with another rebound that takes her to a double-double. 20 points, 10 rebounds for Annalie Maley tonight.
Becky spoke about what's going to bite Bendigo in the butt is their three-point shooting, and that brings them down to 20% right now on the three-point line. But that was the right shot to take.
Guerra walks away inside. Now back out to Pollard. They look to go to Borlase. Hands to it, just couldn't reel it in. Possession back to the Lynx. 90 seconds left in the third.
The scoring's really dried up. Like Perth have only scored 15 points this quarter, and Bendigo only 10.
So I guess they've done well to kind of dry up the scoring from Perth's end, but they haven't been able to score themselves.
Yeah. Well, that's when you've got to give a tick to Perth. Perth's defence. It's been pretty good, clogging up lanes.
What a performance in this semi-final. It's Annalie Maley so far. 20 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists. Here she is at the line as we go courtside to Sean.
Yeah, when you talk about the game within the game, Amy Atwell picked up her third foul. The coaches got together on the Perth side to decide, are they going to bring her out, keep her in? They kept her in. She was able to lock in on the offense and hasn't picked up her fourth foul. So look for her. I thought they might sub her out here at the end of the third quarter, give her a break, but they feel like she's their offensive weapon. They're going to ride her.
And that's what shocks me a little bit. Why aren't Bendigo going back to that? We spoke about it in the pre-game, getting Amy Atwell involved in as many handoffs and on balls.
And it was working in that first half, Timsy, against Bendigo, creating the mismatch.
Or even if it's in a zone, going at her side.
Both teams in the bonus for this last minute of the third quarter. It's a new game-high lead to Perth, 13 points. 7 points at quarter time, 6 points at halftime. Ciabattoni's walked down the other end. Join Perth ahead of WNBL 18.
92% from the free throw line. Perth.
Ciabattoni takes her opportunities. This lead continues to grow for Perth. 15 points now, their advantage. Find a spark and something to take into three-quarter time here, Bendigo.
There's that switch you spoke about. She's got to get it into her.
Borlase and Griffin combine. Bounces off the rim. Booth with the O-board. Griffin wanting to hand it off to Borlase. Just didn't quite come off. It's been the tail of this third quarter.
Right idea, as was the last one that got spilt out of court.
And Perth have done a good job. Borlase had 12 at the half. She currently is sitting on 15. So they've done a great job of just neutralising Borlase. They've thrown different matchups at her, and they've shut her down in this third quarter.
On a few seconds of the third. What can Borlase do? Trying to find the open shot to no avail. What a dominant third quarter from the Perth Lynx. They're in the box seat to win game one of the semi-final series at three-quarter time. They hold a 15-point lead over the defending champions, 67-52. We've got one big final quarter to come. Stay with us. We'll see you on the other side of the break. what a dominant third quarter it was from the Perth Lynx. They put on 19 points to 10 to really take control of this game one of this semi-final series in front of a vocal home crowd at Perth High Performance Centre. Annalie Maley, what a performance from her in 3 quarters. 22 points, 10 rebounds and 3 assists as well. Her side leads by 15 points at 3-quarter time. Jess Webster with you on commentary alongside Bet Cole and Michelle Timms, and Sean Reddish is courtside for us as we get the final term underway. It's going to be all or nothing for Bendigo now. Maley can't get it to go for the first triple of the final quarter. And the rebound to McConnell.
You know, Beck, that was a bit of a difference. You mentioned that Maley had 18 and a half and only 2 points in the third quarter. But the difference between them and Bendigo is that somebody else stepped up, Atwell stepped up, and I feel that, you know, it hasn't been the same for Bendigo. They haven't had someone else step up, and I actually don't like the idea of just giving it to Borlase and you know, she's, you know, have a go to work against 1-on-5. I think they need to get her involved in some actions like the staggers away, get the defense moving a bit before they, you know, she takes that.
Let's get courtside to Sean. Sean, there's plenty of vibes in the crowd this afternoon. Everyone's got their phone lights out, and they'll be pretty pleased with how the Perth Lynx have performed this afternoon.
Yeah, an electric atmosphere, over 2,100 fans. I was just asking the Lynx administration, and I reckon we think that it's over doubled the amount of fans coming this season, all right? So the Honshu effect moving to the Perth High Performance Center. But you just mentioned there that Izzy Borlase, she's working really hard to get her points. On the flip side, when you look at the Perth Lynx, I've never seen a team so balanced. All 5 of their starters average between 14 and 15 points. It must be a nightmare as the opposing coach to figure out who do you shut down, who do you let get going. It would be a tough team to defend when you got so many scores out there.
That's a good point, Sean. And they also had 4 players across the all WNBL first and second teams on Monday night. Just the 3rd time in league history that has happened.
You know, in the first team, we had Annalie Maley, Ali Wilson. In the All-Star second team, we had Han Shu and Alex Ciabattoni, and also Han Shu with Defensive Player of the Year. So Perth, take a bow, because you were winning a lot of awards that you were hosting the other night, Jess.
Annalie Maley, of course, a runner-up, MVP as well.
Definitely well earned, and that's what makes them so exciting, is there's just so much force and power to be reckoned with at the Perth Lynx.
And the other point to make too, Timsy, about Perth's roster, we know how talented it is, but they've also had a pretty steady starting 5 lineup for the majority of the year. They have had players like Ali Wilson miss a couple of games early, but other than that, and obviously Han Shu coming mid-season, they've managed to have a consistent starting 5 for the bulk of the season, which certainly helps.
Yeah, they have, as we see. A great take. Good push, good steal from Borlase. And off to the races. Couple more of those for Bendigo. Just need a few stops in a row. That's one. Will we see another? Kelsey Griffin, Wonder Woman. There's another one.
She's certainly not going to die wondering. Borlase running downhill. That's help. That will help Bendigo's cause in this final quarter. So 4 points to nothing to start this final quarter for the Spirit. Are they still alive as we head to a pay-wise timeout? Back to 11 points of difference. You have to just take it step by step when you've got a deficit of 15 points at 3-quarter time. The first step is complete from the Spirit.
You sure do, and they would have learned a lot from their last game, where they were actually up by 3 at half-time, but then only scored the 16 points in the second half, and they only shot 16% after half-time. So they would have learned a lot, and we just spoke earlier about Borlase just going one-on-one. Let her do that, but after you've moved the ball, she has so much pressure right now to have to make a shot. They actually forced her into, I think, 8 turnovers last game, so give her some breathing room to get going, get her off the staggers, on the move. It looks good, but a good timeout. Again, they're down here still, but they just need to chip away. And it's a process, Timsy, 1 play at a time. Don't win it in 1 possession.
Yeah, absolutely.
How important is it for Bendigo to keep putting on the pressure on Perth in this final quarter and just not kind of concede the result?
Well, they're far from conceding any result here, Jess. So I think they've shown they've just come up with 2 stops in a row. So this is this next few minutes are really critical for them. They need to go back-to-back again if they can, keep the clamps on and try and get a few more stops, which we haven't seen them run a lot today, get out on the break, because they haven't. But here we nearly had another one because they haven't been able to come up with a bet, but they just need a few of these in a row.
Perth are favourites in this semi-final series, but gosh, if you can win the first game away from home for Bendigo, it really is massive. So this is a huge 8 minutes for Bendigo Spirit. Wilson has other ideas.
She's good. Did you see the way she got into Reese's body and just bounced off then?
She made that look easy, but that is tough and great body control.
Up to 13 points to difference. His Bourla's working away inside. Nice touch.
And right there, they attacked Atwell. Atwell's on the 3. She doesn't want a foul. So you'll either force her into her 4th foul, maybe get her off the court, or she'll let you go to the basket and you just have to make the easy shot.
Sean Redditch was in the Lynx timeout. Sean, what were the key messages for these final 7.5 minutes?
Well, it's been a lot of time. They were worried about Kelsey Griffin and her defensive intensity and just roaming around there causing havoc. Felt like she caused 2 steals there early on in this 3rd quarter, and then they want to try and lock in on Izzy, try and collapse and make someone else beat them.
Here is Izzy Bourla's ball in hand, fires it off to Werong. A lovely pass over the top to Reese, who just couldn't finish.
And Sean said it right there. Are Perth happy? Let's lock down Bourla's. And we see if the Bendigo Spirit other players can step up and help get them over the line with that scoreboard pressure.
Maley for 3, rolls out. Griffin with the rebound.
Get going, run.
She goes, Bourla's driving to the rack. It goes out of play. We'll stay with Bendigo. Here's some feedback from the Perth players. Unsure who that came off last. Might have been Atwell asking the question. It'll be Spirit possession, 6.5 to play. Perth 71, Bendigo 58. Bourla steps up to the plate.
That was a good shot. She read that perfectly off that flare screen, had her feet set. That was going in.
Oh. Timely triple as well from Izzy Bourla's. Let's check it out on the Amy replay.
Thank goodness, though, because there wasn't one Bendigo player in the key to get a rebound if it missed.
So we feel like Perth have done well to defend Izzy Bourla's this afternoon. She's still got 22 points and 12 rebounds. A season high 12 rebounds as well for Bourla's. This is Ali Wilson, her 5th trip to the foul line.
And people might have missed it, but that was a high IQ play there by Ali Wilson. She got fouled by McConnell, so just put up a shot, and now she's going to the line for 3.
This is on the 3rd, but fine afternoon. Ali Wilson has the hustle from Annalene Maley. Maley's had 22 points today. Wilson 18, Atwell 17. Putting up some big numbers as coach Ryan Petrick watches on. And so this foul. Atwell checks out of the game. She's now got 4 fouls.
Love to know what's going through Ryan Petrick's head right now. Deep in thought. Both coaches super smart. And it's like a chess game. One coach throws something at them, the other one, they find a solution to that problem, and then you go again. And that's why we love semi-finals basketball.
Still in the balance, 6 minutes to go, 12 points to difference. We're on for 3, she's found her range.
Whack, whack.
She started the game like that.
And it's returned, Timsy. That's back-to-back triples to Bendigo through Bourla's, and Werong has breathed new life into this contest. 5.5 to go on the last. Ciabattoni over the top to Shu, misfires.
So they got out of jail on that one because a real breakdown on that on-ball D. Screen roll.
Archer's back to single figures. Boulays with 22 points to a name. Tawerong from
It's a ball game, people.
Bendigo are back in business.
Keep shooting at Wareham, but smart. Boulays found her open man who is on fire.
Back-to-back triples from the Spirit. Margin 6 points, 5 to play, and Bendigo have won it back. Here it is, Abby Wareham.
I spoke at the start that Wareham McConnell has to step up, and no one had until now. I mean, Pollard has 9, but other than that, and now Wareham's really stepped up big time and providing another option for them.
Another double-figure digit, which is what the Spirit need.
It's a 3-point percentage that has plagued them so far this afternoon, but made that shots count here in the last. They're still in it. Boulays makes a move, not the finish. Morris with a rebound. Less than 5 to play. Game 1 of the semi-finals. Perth 73, Bendigo 67. Ali Wilson, no good. Rebound to Boulays, the 13th for the afternoon.
Oof. It's getting physical. Love it.
Plenty to play for in these 4.5 minutes.
And that's what we can't have, everyone just standing around.
Casey Samuels, we haven't seen her since round 2. Bounces off the rim.
But that's where Boulays brought the ball up the floor. She still had it in her hand, and there was 10 seconds left on the shot clock. They need to execute, get that ball reversal, Timsy, that we've been talking about.
Here goes Ciabattoni as Boulays for company, keeps it alive, works her way to the rack. Didn't get it to roll, but she gets fouled and she will head to the charity stripe.
She just came off that pick and roll with that little hostage dribble, kept Boulays behind her. The key opened up.
That's trouble, that's 4 on Boulays.
Boulays just having another great game. 22 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists, and a steal. But with 4 minutes left and on 4 fouls, she needs to remain aggressive, but you have to be disciplined. The Spirit need her out there.
Yeah.
Certainly can't afford to lose
And if you're Perth, you're going straight at her, Beck.
Let's go hard or go home for Bendigo at the moment. Who's going to stand up for the Spirit? McConnell comes up short, but wins the rebound on the glass for 2. Excellent.
Way to stick with it, McConnell.
Staying alive. 6 points of difference. Oh, is it almost stolen away by KG? Not quite.
Great save. Look out.
Ailita Wilson from the logo. Not quite, but she'll get a second opportunity. Count.
And she liked it, and why not? That was so well needed.
Paywise timeout on the floor. Perth have steadied 78, plays 69, 3 minutes and 24 seconds on the clock.
But this is what happens. Wilson hasn't shot the 3-ball particularly well tonight, but she is a shooter. And she knows if she's open, she's putting that shot up. And that's where offensive rebounds can kill you, especially against the Lynx, because they're finding their shooters. Oh, and that's a shot, Timsy, that breaks your heart.
Yeah, it does. It can help you or it can harm you, but, you know, I mean, when you've got a player like Annalise Maley on your side, you feel like you can get to the boards. You've got someone attacking the glass and you're a bit more risque with a 3, but sometimes in offense you need to slow it down and get through stuff.
Three and a half to go. Timsy, can Bendigo make a late run for it?
Oh, yeah, 100%. We've seen the runs. It's been a bit of a game of runs in this last quarter, hasn't it, Beck?
Has been a game of runs, Timsy.
So, for sure, this game is long from over, but that was a dagger. All that hard work, they're working their way back, but they've got a sniff now and they believe in themselves, Bendigo. They think they can peg it back.
Ali Wilson. A couple of opportunities, but she doesn't let you down twice in a row too often.
And the look says it all.
Guest Service with you alongside Beck Cole, Michelle Timms and Sean Redditch, who is around the Bendigo timeout. Sean, it's now or never for the Spirit. What were the messages?
Yeah, well, it's been loud in here, but not as loud as when after Allie Wilson hit that three, the crowd went ballistic. In the huddle there with Kennedy, he was happy with their defensive intensity. That's what's got them back into this game in the fourth quarter. Just wants them to clean up the rebounds and then offensively play through Izzy.
Wow.
As we see Ciabattoni hit a massive three. She's been big in this fourth quarter.
Certainly has, Sean. It was a defensive effort. Annalie Maley against Borlase at one end, Ciabattoni in the corner at the other. Here's Borlase out to Pollard, has to go in, and it does.
Talk about Hans Schu's assist down the other end, though. I mean, she was under the basket with Borlase on it. She still kicked it out to the open Ciabattoni.
2.5 to play. Perth in the box seat. Perth. Bendigo, rather. Still showing they're up for the fight. Shot clock down to 2. Shu can't get it done. The rebound to Borlase. Number 14 for Izzy today. Alongside a 22 points. She's on 4 fouls. She hands it off to Griffin. Shares it with McConnell. Final 2 minutes of this semi-final. Pollard out to McConnell. Lets it fly. It's no good. The rebound to Maley.
And it's not over, but when Bendigo's opponents score under 80 points, they're on a winning record of 15-2. When teams score 80 plus against them, they're 1-5, Jess. So right now Perth are at 81, so it's not over, but the stats talk.
Some players stand up in finals, and I think some commentators too, Timsy. Beck Cole is coming with the stats today.
I can't be out there, Jess, so I got to give my best here at the commentary.
I love it.
I'm pumped. I'm fired up.
Final 90 seconds. Perth 81, Bendigo 72. It's not over until it's over, but they have to find something here, the Spirit. Borlase misfires for 3. And that's a foul against Perth. Is that going to go against Atwell?
I think it is for an illegal block out. They said that she shirt fronted her, not shirt fronted her, but got 2 hands on her.
We're going to head to another pay-wise timeout here in the fourth. 1 minute and 16 seconds left. Perth 81, Bendigo 72. Feel like Bendigo have certainly lifted in this last quarter. They're throwing the punches. Perth are just remaining steady. They're just hard to crack.
Yeah, they've found answers, haven't they? Everything that Bendigo's thrown at them, they've found answers. But, you know, I still would have liked Hans Schu to get probably a few more touches than what she's had. She's got a few touches this quarter down the stretch here, and good things have happened coming out of it, Beck. So she's, you know, taken a couple of shots, or she's kicked it to the corner. But good things happen when they get her involved. But that lady there, well, boy,
she's fouled out now, Timsy.
Yeah, and she's not happy, but she's had a really good game. I thought Bendigo probably should have gone at her because she hurt him in the third quarter and tried to get her fouled out of the game a little earlier. But like you said, so many players at different moments of Perth have stepped up. So it was Maley in the first half, then Wilson, then Atwell in the third.
4 players in double figures for Perth. Maley with 22 points, Wilson 21, Atwell 17. She's done for the afternoon, and Han Shu with 12 points. Then we go, Borlase with the 22, Werner with a 14, McConnell now in double digits with 10.
She's been
approaching a double-double. Got the 8 rebounds as well, McConnell.
And only 3 shots in it, so they're still in it.
Everything has to be perfect. That's step 1.
They need to get stopped so quick now, Timsy. There's just over a minute left in the game.
All or nothing now for Bendigo. Wilson off to Maley. Back to Wilson, wide open for 3. Oh! Right through the heart of the Bendigo Spirit.
Wilson calls game, Timsy.
24 points for Ali Wilson this afternoon. Reese with a nice spin move and finish. But take us back to that Ali Wilson triple. What a star, what a player. Ciabattoni running downhill, can't find the finish, the rebound of Borlase. She's fouled by Nayley.
Such a good foul. Good foul. Well, it's 8 points, correct?
Wilson. Eyes light up. She absolutely nails it.
A little bit of practice earlier in the quarter. Back-to-back attempts. Didn't she? She had a little bit of practice and now her eyes in. She's nailed 2 out of her last 3.
Perth by 8, 84 plays 76. Borlase has tried her heart out all afternoon. Can't find the finish. The rebound to Graham. Griffin's all over her.
It's really good defense there, wasn't it, Beth?
Yeah, it was from the Perth. They saw that Borlase got it on the elbow. They know she wants to attack rip drive, but they just clogged the paint.
Yeah.
Nowhere to go.
She's done everything. Izzy Borlase, 22 points, 16 rebounds, 7 assists. She could be on triple-double watch if there was a little bit more time on the clock. Just had to check the clock before I finish that sentence, Beck. Shu's family watches on. An acquisition she has been to this Perth roster and the WNBL competition. Annalie Maley.
And it is, she's just brought so many new fans, and we saw at halftime they had the Chinese Dragon. Chinese New Year's coming up, Jess.
Happy Chinese New Year.
And it's the year of the horse, which means good things are coming your way, abundance. So maybe Perth Lynx, it's their time.
Giddy up.
They have been among the contenders for many seasons, Perth. Is this the year they finally break through for a championship win? And they've started the semi-final series in fine form, the Perth Lynx. They win game 1 against the defending champions by 10 points. What a way to kick off the WNBL final series in front of a packed house at the Perth High Performance Centre. And it is the Lynx who walk away with an 86-76 victory. A wonderful game of hoops we have seen this afternoon. Perth by 7 at quarter time, by 6 at half time. They really made their move in the third quarter. They opened up a 15-point advantage at three-quarter time. Bendigo threw plenty of punches in that final quarter, but it was Perth who steadied late to take the win by 10 points. Ali Wilson with a long-range triple deep in the game to really seal the contest. They draw first blood in the semi-final series. Annalie Maley brings them together.
It really was a...
Maybe pick up a little bit on the sound effects, Mike, saying 10 points, but we're a little bit better than that. What a fine afternoon for Annalie Maley. 24 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists. She was amazing, but they really did have winners across the court tonight. Ali Wilson also stepped up to the plate, as we mentioned. She finished with 24 points. Atwell, who fouled out, had the 17. And Borlase, who we also mentioned, the MVP, Susie Bakovic medalist, 22 points, 16 rebounds, 7 assists. But the hero for the Lynx today is Annalie Maley, the runner-up MVP, and she's courtside with Sean Redditch.
Well, Annalie, it looked like a battle out there. You guys get a lead, Bendigo would come right back at you. How tough was it?
Oh, it was so tough. They're a really, really talented team, very well coached. So it was this series and all the final series are going to be a game of hits and runs, and that's finals basketball. We hit, they hit, we hit, they hit, and it was a really quality game of basketball. They had heaps of players in double figures. There's a lot we can take away from it.
Well, 24 points, 13 rebounds. I was a little bit worried there because at one stage you didn't have an offensive rebound. You had 10 defensive rebounds. You did get 1 offensive rebound. Have you ever had a game where you didn't get an offensive rebound?
And I'm not a basketball star.
keep that streak alive. Game 2, always going to be a game of adjustments. What do you expect from Bendigo coming?
Look, they have so many weapons they could throw at us. So as much as we're going to go back and watch that game, we missed so many layups. We had so many turnovers. Like, all the fixable things are on us. Like,
I think we had at least 5 of our turnovers just brain fades, like just passing it out of bounds or dribbling it off our feet or something. So all the controllables for us, I think that's the thing we need to kind of focus on.
And it's a short turnaround. You guys going to fly out tomorrow, play on Tuesday. What do you guys got to do to recover, get the best of you? You guys played well last time you were in Bendigo, so you must like the food there.
Yeah, look, it's finals basketball, whether it's, you know, a day turnaround, 2-day turnaround. Like, we are at the end of the season, but we are super fit professional athletes, so nothing's going to change in terms of how we approach things. And yeah, a plane, a bus ride, whatever it is, we'll still come out and play our best basketball. So.
Thanks, Anna. All the best.
Thank you.
She's an absolute star, and she certainly showed it tonight. 24 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists, Beck and Timsy. What a player, what a performance.
Sure was, and you can tell from that interview, she's still locked in. This is a semi-final series for a reason. Huge to get the win, and she was massive, especially in that first half for her team. She was producing the goods, especially from the three-point land, but look at her stats there, 24 points, 7 of 16. She shot the right shots today. We're not surprised, double figures in rebounds, but 5 assists and the 3 steals. She was doing it everywhere on the floor.
And I think big for her was also hitting the threes.
Yeah.
So it was really good game, complete game. And when Atwell was going to work, Maylee was still going about doing the little 1%ers. She gives you absolutely everything. But that young lady there had a pretty good game too.
Still got a confused look on her face, asking what have I got fouled out?
No.
What's happening?
But the big thing for I think for Bendigo was the 10-point third quarter. That hurt.
Certainly did, Timsy, is really where they made their move. 19 points to 10 in that third quarter to set up the strong lead at three-quarter time. We're going to take a break and be back on the other side to wrap it all up.
Signing session is on for the next 10 minutes right now.
Perth take game one of the semi-final series on their home floor at the Perth High Performance Centre in front of a buzzing home crowd. They led by 7 points at quarter time, 6 at the half. It really was the third quarter where they dominated to open up a 15-point gap before winning by 10. Jess Webster with you alongside Beck Cole and Michelle Timsy, what did Bendigo take out of this game into game 2 on Tuesday
Jess,
night?
there's an error. There's an error on that match stat.
What's the error?
29 of 32 free throws. That's got to be an error. My goodness, 32 free throws. That's got to be something of a record. But look, I think that both teams will take a lot out of the game. They both won 2 quarters. I think that Bendigo in the third quarter just lost their way. You know, they lost their way. They got bogged down deep in their offense. They went to a bit of, throw it to ball A's, let her go to work. And Bendigo were just too good defensively to let that work. They clogged up the paint. Every time ball A's got the game, every moment of the game, the court shrunk. But in that third quarter, they did a really good job on her. But that lady there, Atwell, she really, after a slow start and them attacking her, did a pretty good job, Beck.
How did it fall away for Bendigo in the third quarter, Beck? And then how do you teach composure on the final stage?
Teaching composure, I'm not going to lie, that comes with just experience, which the likes of Kelsey Griffin definitely has, but just teaching these young guys to take it one play at a time. But in that third quarter, there just wasn't as much ball movement. They got more stagnant, and it was just sort of one-on-one offense. And you said it, Timsy, Perth just clogged the paint, and Ball Ace almost had to do it all on her own.
So one semi-final series has kicked off today. The other tomorrow is the minor premiers at Townsville Fire hosting the Southside Melbourne Flyers tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern up there at the Fire Pit. That has got to be, Timsy, one of the toughest tasks in the WNBL to play the Fire at the Fire Pit.
Well, you know what? When I played, it wasn't around, so I really don't know, but Beck would know. But, yeah, I can't wait to see. I'm not going to lie about it. Rochi v. Alice. Bring it on.
What are you looking forward to the most about that semi-final series, Beck?
And you're talking about the point guards. That's just the start of the delicious matchups. For me, it's the bigs. Bourne and George versus Froling. Watch out.
Cannot wait to see what happens tomorrow here at the Perth High Performance Centre. It is the Lynx who drew first blood in this semi-final series. They beat Bendigo, the defending champs, by 10 points. Thanks for your company. Bye for now.